Welcome to Falcons Today. My name is Joey Peterson. We got a lot to talk about on today's show, so let's get into it. Starting with a Jaylen Walker injury, as he has missed the last several days of camp dealing with a hamstring. We'll tell you a ton about what he has to say, what Raheem Morris has to say, and a little bit more about what that might mean for Atlanta moving forward. In the back half of the show, we're going to talk a lot of Michael Penix Jr. and how he has been doing through about a week and a half of Falcons training camp. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today on this Thursday evening. We got 37 subs on our last video, which is a pretty solid number for late July, right? I'm never going to complain about that. However, right here on Falcons Today, we're always trying to take that next step, always trying to improve, because if you're not getting better, you're never staying the same, you're getting worse, okay? Can we beat that number? 37 subs on our last video. Today, I need 40 at least. Hit that subscribe button. It's big, it's red, it's free, and it locks you in for daily coverage of the Atlanta Falcons, your favorite team. We won't charge you a dime. Free, entertaining, in-depth analysis right here at Falcons Today. So Raheem Morris spoke today and said Jaylen Walker has a small hamstring injury. It's very minor, which I think initially every single one of us should take that as good news. And that's kind of how it goes with these training camp injuries, right? They kind of try to be cautious. Everything's a little bit smaller than it always seems because we've got a whole offseason, and now these players are getting injured and we're freaking out. But, if this were to happen week 16 in season, I doubt any one of us would bat an eye. And honestly, when it comes to Jaylen Walker, in my opinion, just throw him in bubble wrap into the preseason. And I know the preseason is only about a week away, 9 days away. Do it. Maybe even do it past the first week. Maybe save him to the second week. I don't care. Just make sure to be smart with this injury. And I know they will be, right? There's a reason that they selected him so high. It's because we need him. Flat out, plain and simple. 61 tackles, 6.5 sacks in 2024. And he was selected by Atlanta because they have plans of him being dynamic on the defensive side of the ball. They have plans with him being somebody who can change not just the trajectory of games, but of seasons. They've got that much belief in him. And he's got that much athletic ability. He can do that. And honestly, we've talked about it pretty recently and a good bit lately, but James Pierce Jr. has been going off, and I think this is a little bit of a reason why. He's getting a little bit more snaps, getting a little bit more playing time. Jaylen Walker out of the lineup, that just means more snaps for James Pierce Jr., and credit to him, he's taking advantage of them. Let's go back to Jaylen Walker, though. The head coach spoke on that injury and said sometimes you got to protect them from themselves, and that's what we'll do. Of course, you want guys with every single practice. Except the reality of our sport is you got to find a way how to manage guys. You got to find out how to prepare the right way to get those guys ready to go. And it sounds like, in my opinion, it's not too serious, right? It sounds like Raheem and the entire Falcons training camp or training staff is just being safe, which is the right call. It's the right thing to do. This is a guy you spent a pretty hefty draft pick on. This is a guy who's going to be massive for your defense. Try to turn around the trajectory of where that edge rushing group and defensive line has been going for the last 4 years. It needs to be healthy to do so. From Falcon Sports Illustrated, Walker was, quote, wearing him out. Him meaning Raheem Morris, trying to get back in there. He's a competitor. This doesn't surprise me one bit. And I think this is kind of what Raheem was talking about, protecting those guys from themselves. Those guys have been the best athletes they've known for the entirety of their career. A lot of times they think they're indestructible, right? A lot of times they think they're Superman. They think they're fine. They want to play through it. They want to get better, which is great. But sometimes also you got to take a breath, you got to rest up, and you got to get right. I love that he wants to get out there. That just shows the type of player and the type of person that he is. It shows the type of competitor that he is, right? He wants to make a difference. Think of Shamar Stewart. Obviously, that was contractual, different kind of situations, but Jaylen Walker wants to play football. Next up, let's talk about QB1 because, of course, we got to talk about Michael Penix Jr. He's been doing some great things. He's also been struggling a little bit as well. We'll get into it in just a little bit. But if you want to lock down his jersey, go to chatsports.com/MPJ shirt. It's on sale now. And with the season getting close, with preseason starting about 7 days, I don't think it's going to be on sale for long, if I'm being 100% honest with you. So take advantage. I put the link in the comments and description of today's video. Made it super easy. All you got to do is scroll down, click that link, bada bing, bada boom. 3 to 4 days later, you're repping that in ATL. Michael Penix jersey on sale, chatsports.com/MPJ shirt. He continues to keep balling out. If you want another reason to get his jersey, it's because he's been playing a lot of really good football. But also, I think we have to realize that he's a second-year player, only started a couple games at the end of last year, and so with the ups, there's going to be some downs as well. Here's more on the quarterback. Michael Penix had another great day. He hit Kadarius Hodge on a beauty of a pass for a touchdown. He also hit Drake London deep down the right sideline. The ball was slightly underthrown, but London made an excellent adjustment with starting quarterback A.J. Terrell in coverage. Penix also connected with London on a deep wheel route earlier in practice, this time with perfect placement on the ball. However, he did struggle in the red zone. Penix went 0 for 3 and threw his first interception of training camp. It was a jump ball for London with Natrone Brooks in coverage. Brooks was in perfect position and came down with the ball in the end zone. The other two incompletions by Penix were poor throws. On one, he missed Ray McLeod wide right. On his third, London caught the ball but was unable to remain in bounds. A particularly nice throw to Bijan Robinson was nullified by a holding penalty drawn by rookie edge rusher James Pierce Jr. Pierce has been a menace in camp throughout the first week. The left-handed signal caller went through 4+ days of camp before throwing his first interception. And let's be real, now is the time to make those mistakes. And I don't want to overreact too much to them. I think a lot of times with training camp, we can either get too high when somebody's playing well, or we can get too low when they're not playing very well. And in reality, we should be somewhere in the middle. It's practice. These guys are put in tough situations to see how they respond. And then you got to think, there's a bunch of guys on the other side of the football, especially with Atlanta, some secondary players that are paid very, very handsomely to disrupt what Michael Penix Jr. is doing. So if you're going to make mistakes, I'd rather you do them in July than September, October, November, December, or January. And this is the right time to kind of build that chemistry and test the waters with your wide receiver one in practice. It wasn't like those two guys got an entire season to play together last year. Those two guys didn't really get an entire season to practice with each other last year because Michael Penix Jr. was running with the twos for all of 2024 until the very end. This is new. Chemistry isn't something that can just happen like this. It has to be formed. Time over time, rep after rep, throw after throw. The red zone was not his strongest suit, unfortunately, in 2024. 6 for 13, 46% completion percentage, 54 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. He went 0 for 3 from inside of 10 yards. He's got to get better at that. He will get better at that. I'm confident. I think this year, this next step, it gives him something to work on in 2025. And having a rookie season under his belt, I think that's only going to help him in the long run, okay? You can't really replicate red zone reps in a live NFL game very, very well when you're a second-string quarterback for the entirety of the season. This year, he's going to get thrown to the fire, and I think it's going to help him a ton. Do not miss a thing, okay? Join the channel for the best Falcons coverage you can find right here on YouTube. Currently, we're sitting at 37,058 subscribers. Shout out to all of you guys who have joined us right here on Falcons Today. And if you want to be the next one to do it, go ahead, hit that big red sub button. If you hate the Saints, this is the perfect place to be. If you love the Falcons, this is a perfect place to be. And if you love free things, you found the right place right here at Falcons Today.